And we're singing. We're singing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Time to talk.
Vampire.
Beauty and the Bitch.
Yeah.
Gods die. And when they truly die, they are unmourned and unremembered. Ideas are more difficult to kill than people, but they can be killed in the end.
Morgie, that is so wise. Did you write
I
that?
wrote it, it's me personally, me.
You personally wrote that.
Okay.
Okay.
It was written by a gay man. I'm sorry, Neil Gaiman.
Oh, that Gaiman.
That one.
I was going to say, because you're definitely holding a book that says The Art of Neil Gaiman in front of your face while you were saying that, and I was like,
It's actually a porn magazine, The Art of Kneeling Gaiman.
Oh, can I borrow that? Is that something you loan out to people?
I actually got this for you for your birthday, but I forgot to give it to you.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
I'm literally a saint.
Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Beauty and the Saint.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
How are you guys? I'm sorry to me, it's still a joke. My name is Mick.
And I'm Morgan.
The Saint?
The saint.
Evidently.
And the beauty. It's
That's
weird.
fucked up.
She's everything and more.
Okay.
So we're here today to talk about Neil Gaiman and more specifically the American Gods franchise that he has built up. And Mickey and I are both big fans of the books, right?
Absolutely. It's one of my top 3 favorite books of all time.
Which is
genuinely
crazy, because Mick has only read 2 books, so I don't even see how.
You know what? I am counting the back of a shampoo bottle. Because I had
you
this
love
bottle
that
of Pert
Garnier
shampoo.
Fructis?
Well, no, I'm trying to be butch today, so I was going to say Pert.
Oh, what about Suave?
No, it's way too gay. Way too feminine. I do Head and Shoulders, Pert, or just straight up bleach.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just bleach my head.
Yeah, your hair looks very vibrant.
Actually, my hair's receding. Can you see my hairline receding?
Lord.
It sucks.
We were
It's
literally just
happening.
talking about how we're like 30. Well, you are anyway.
Okay. You've just got a few months left,
And
bitch.
how old we're feeling. We can't remember shit. We're bleaching our hair, but not in the cute way.
No, just trying to kill the lice, girl.
Girl, it's been a rough ride. But you know who's doing all right?
Who?
Neil Gaiman.
That was a really good transition back into what we're talking about. I'm super proud of you for
Because
that.
we're fucking adults, and that's what we do. We bring it round.
Mhm.
But for real, let's talk about my cuticles for a minute.
Okay. No, I'm really excited to be talking about American Gods. I mean, we've talked about Stardust in the past, so we've done a Neil Gaiman episode before.
He has some adaptations out there, some in the works, so it's not like unknown for him to do this. But really, this is the biggest scale journey for him for an adaptation so far.
Well, I would say, yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's interesting because this was actually his first novel. Did you know that?
Oh my god,
American
I
Gods?
so did not.
Because, well, by himself, he calls it his first novel. So he did Good Omens with Terry Pratchett, right? And that is actually being adapted right now.
Ooh, yes.
Which I think we're going to talk about in a bit. But then he went on, I mean, he became famous first for Sandman, but that's a graphic novel, right? And then he wrote Stardust, but that's an illustrated novel.
Oh.
And then...
He's getting technical here.
Oh, girl. But I see where he's coming from, because all these are... It's a slightly different process, you know? Even Neverwhere, which is my favorite Neil Gaiman, that's actually... It was a novelization, because the TV series came first.
Yeah, which is kind of an interesting situation.
Well, it just shows how adaptable he is. He's a fucking genius.
He really
He
is,
can do
though.
anything.
He's such a treasure that I feel like many people have not read his works. And I think that he's one of those, just like a hidden gem, right? If someone, you know, on Facebook, people are like, oh, what should I read? What am I doing with my life? You know what you should do? Just pick up a Neil Gaiman. Frankly, anyone will do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I would recommend Neverwhere, but you be yourself. I mean, whatever you... Did you just dunk your hair completely in your glass of wine?
Only like 700 strands of it. Only 700 strands of my hair.
You're fucking drunk.
You know what, though? Since my hair is pink these days,
It's true.
you're not even going to be able to tell.
It actually looks really pretty. I think you should dip all your ends like that. It looks great.
I always get a little frosted tips.
Yeah, queen.
It's working out.
So we're, you know, it's funny. We're doing this episode right now, and I'm super psyched to be doing it, as I said. But things are kind of up in the air for season 2 of American
There
Gods.
has been some drama, which I kind of live for, because it's like, of course, I want everyone to succeed, but I
Sure.
also thrive on drama.
Obviously. I you know what? It makes me mad. I was at a viewing of RuPaul's Drag Race last week. This connects, I promise. And it was a drama heavy episode where they were covering lots of like spit spat whatever stuff between the contestants. And all these fucking queens I watched the show with at the club, they were like, too much drama. They started talking over it. And they were like, why waste my time with this shit? And I was like, you bitches are full of shit because everyone loves drama.
Dude.
Don't tell me you don't like drama. If someone tells me with all seriousness that they don't like drama, then I don't trust them.
Yeah.
I really don't, because it's a human trait to like drama. That's why stories are told and listened to.
Word.
Hello, goodbye.
Hello, goodbye. Also, you really don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Like people saying they don't like negativity.
That's what I'm saying.
Who are you?
Just embrace what we got, which is
In
negativity,
what world?
turmoil, Sturm und Drang.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got a lot to love about American Gods right now then, because the drama is hot.
It's been a problem.
So the original showrunners of that show were Brian Fuller, who co-created Star Trek Discovery, which I've been watching. We'll talk about off the air. I have lots to say. And Michael Green, who was part of the writing team for Logan and, various other things. They're both, showrunners with a huge range of products behind them. Right? But they actually left after season 1, and they're still involved with production, but they left over budget disagreements.
Well, and I heard, I read an article in the Nerdist that was saying, originally they were saying this was a very amicable split and they're still very involved, but kind of more has come to surface to say that it actually was not very amicable and people are not happy.
Well, I can look, anytime Fuller and Green were asking for more money is what's alleged. And you were telling me something about the budget being like bajillions of dollars over.
I read that season 1 went over budget by $30 million.
Oh my God.
Over budget. That's so much money.
It is. And so maybe they were trying to be amicable, but at a certain point when that much money is involved, things are going to get tense.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Well, they've replaced those two guys with a man named Jesse Alexander, who... I'm
such a feminist that when I read that, I just assumed that was a woman.
Oh my gosh. I'm such a male bigot that I assume that's a man. I actually don't know. We should check. I think it's a man. I'm pretty sure he's a man. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll look it up and know for sure. But this person, in any place, they worked on Heroes. And that person has also worked with Brian Fuller quite a lot in the past. That person's the new showrunner, this Jesse Alexander. But Neil Gaiman is also... He's not really showrunning because he's a showrunner on Good Omens, the other adaptation of his. But he's definitely taking a stronger hand in season 2.
He was already an executive producer, and I think he helped with writing.
I think so too.
So I'm not clear on how much more involved one can be than taking part in that. And I also read they like to talk a lot about how the original showrunners, Brian Fuller, Michael Green, and Neil Gaiman all got along swimmingly. Everything was fine. But then I also read, I think in that same Nerdist article, that they were known to butt heads with Gaiman a lot, especially on the writing and the changing in the script. So I wonder if that played a role and how, because on the surface you want everything to look clean and crisp. So of course you would be like, they get along great. But what if they fucking hated each other,
Or maybe,
I'm
and
so popular.
You're so popular.
Excuse me, it's my boyfriend.
Popular.
But don't tell my husband, please.
I'm definitely... You pay me $1,000 right now or I'm texting you.
Oh, I would, but I'm $30 million over budget.
Oh, no. You're fired.
Is actually what my husband says when he looks at my credit card bills.
Well, you have to stop buying me gifts. That's the biggest problem. All these crystal vases.
But I just thought you needed that decorative egg.
I do need that decorative egg. Fabra gay egg instead of Fabergé egg. That's funny, isn't it? Don't spit wine everywhere.
On this, the day I wear a light-colored shirt.
I know. I'm trying to fuck you up right now. So maybe Gaiman pushed them out with his wizardry. He may have done so.
You never know.
I think that man really is a wizard. I'm not kidding. There's something about his work that is so magical. I feel like he's a wizard. But anyway, okay, so season 1 came out April through June of last year. Season 2 will not be coming out in April this year.
I read projected release date January 2019.
Oh, shit,
but
really?
I don't see how.
I read
don't
late
see
2018, but that's the thing. It's a question mark right now.
Yeah.
Because not only are they having all this showrunner drama, not only are they having budgetary drama, but also they cast all of these big stars in all these roles. And we know for sure that Scully from the X-Files, Gillian Anderson?
Yes. Or
Gillian?
Listen, we don't know Jillian, so we're not...
No.
We don't want to put this on her. She can call herself whatever she wants.
And her friends call her Gilly Jilly anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a thing.
And
but
that's
anyway,
actually what I call a hand job.
oh,
A Gilly Jilly.
that's gross. I don't like that. That grosses me out a lot. That sounds like some sort of autoerotic stuff with dead fish.
Yeah, I'm instituting.
You're going to make that a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're no longer friends. I'm never visiting you again. But anyway, so we know that she's leaving. So Media, who's one of the new gods, will definitely have to be replaced. And then Kristen Chenoweth is also... seems like not coming back.
Good news. Just
Not
kidding.
good
I love her.
Bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news. Did you read for sure that she's not coming back for season 2?
No, she did get another role in like a pilot season on like some ABC bullshit. So I guess if that gets picked up, she's not coming back.
Probably
is
not.
the choice that she.
But
would
then
make.
again, you know, she plays one of the old gods, but she hasn't come into the last episode of season 1. So maybe she could still do it and just not be in every episode.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, it's possible.
Have you read anything about what we know about season 2?
I have not. No
Oh,
predictions.
can I blow your mind with some things?
I guess.
Okay, so first of all, season 1 is very slow, wouldn't you say, Morgie? It's quite a slow season.
So I didn't watch the whole thing in its entirety, but the pieces that I did see, I think I described it to you as it felt like there was like a hashtag filter on it, and it was just like gray. Like everything was just kind of gray, kind of bleak, and slow. It's slow character development, slow. Especially for Shadow, because you really need to get invested in him. So I feel like in the book it happens much quicker.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, that's the thing is season 1 is like a quarter of the book, maybe a little bit more. I mean, they switched some things around, but like I was shocked at how slow the story was developing. Okay. Evidently I wasn't alone. We weren't alone in this thought. They've said that season 2 is going to be, for one thing, 2 episodes longer, 10 episodes instead of 8.
Jesus.
But it's going to be much faster paced.
But what story are they inventing to cover 10 hours of?
Well, I think, okay, so I did read, actually, the guy who plays Mad, what's his name? Mad Sweeney, Pablo Schreiber, who, by the way, is Liev Schreiber's, like, brother-in-law or something.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, or, like, half-brother or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. He plays this mad leprechaun type guy. But anyway, that actor said that season 2 is going to be many more character-centric standalone episodes. So, like, histories of gods and stuff like that.
I don't know if people are going to be into that.
I think they will be. Because think about, like, Orange is the New Black, right? Maybe this isn't fair, but Orange is the New Black started off being the story of old basic-ass Piper. And then very quickly, it became clear that audiences cared a lot more about the backstories of many of the secondary characters. And over time, those characters have become the primary heart of the story, and Piper's just fucking there. I kind of wonder if Shadow isn't going to be in some ways the Piper of American Gods.
Well, I think it's an interesting concept because there is a lot to cover if you do want to tell more of the histories and development of those sort of quote-unquote side characters. I'd kill for some Mr. Wednesday episodes.
Yes. I want to know more about Wednesday for sure.
But in the book, I love Shadow so much, and I'm so invested in his outcome and like his life trajectory. So it could be good, but with all the turmoil and people leaving and so many things up in the air, I just wonder if it's going to be executed like quickly for posterity just to get it done, or if they're going to like take their time and like try to do it right.
I mean, Yeah, and the clock's a ticking too, because
Yeah.
it has definitely been renewed. It was renewed within 2 weeks of season 1 airing,
Mhm.
but like
Well,
they need to capitalize on this. If they lose their momentum, they're going to lose a lot of audience too.
Even though there's been a lot of drama, and actually, frankly, it's one of those shows that I don't have a lot of friends that are chattering about it. Like, it's not in my newsfeed. It's not a thing that my people are talking about. But it has a really good viewership, and it has a 94% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So, from
That's
a
kind of surprising
critic
to me.
standpoint, it's
It's
well
been-
liked.
Yeah, I really do think that the reason it's being held off on for season 2, or the reason season 2 is being held off, I should say, is because of behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
I don't think it's because it's not wanted. Because Neil Gaiman's really hot right now. I mean, he is.
Oh,
He's
he
got
is.
a
He's
lot.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Thank God.
He's got a lot going on.
I was going to tell you, I just remembered, but I also read in one of those articles that the original showrunners had written several episodes for season 2, and they're all being scrapped, and they're starting over from
Really?
scratch.
See, so I'm sure that's part of it too. And
Yeah.
especially, and you've got the original writer of the work, and I love Neil Gaiman, but I'm sure that is actually slowing down the process because he's going to be very particular too.
Which I have questions about. I don't know if this is the time for it, but I really wanted to talk about kind of the hurdles of tackling an adaptation, especially working closely with the author.
Mhm.
Because I can imagine that would present far more challenges than like if they were dead and they couldn't say shit about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because they're
Yeah.
definitely going to have feelings. They're going to have feelings about casting. They're going to have feelings about tempo and any script changes. Even things like changing the name of characters. Like, they're going to have fucking feelings, you know?
That's absolutely true. And I do think when you have the original author there, they're going to have different standards, but they're also going to have much more specific standards. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
they're going to see
Their
a certain
vision.
character. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I will say, though, if you're going to be working with an actor, I think Neil Gaiman is one of the best for an adaptation because, as we said, he's got so much experience with adapting his own work various ways and with his works being adapted.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you remember when we did Stardust? He wasn't mean at all about the Stardust movie, which we agreed is not the best movie on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And remember he says something along the lines of like, well, it's not the movie I would have written, but then I didn't write it.
Which is such a nice thing to say because you do entrust kind of your baby into the hands of other people when you make this deal. And I think you do have to step away like a certain degree. And like I don't love when people like come at the author and be like, what about this change or this change? Because he's right. Like, he didn't make that change. Like,
Right.
that was not his choice.
Well, but now in this case, he is making some of the
Well,
changes. So there's a
could
lot
be a
of
problem.
meaty, juicy stuff there that could explode, but also could be genuinely amazing, you know?
yeah, for sure.
So season 1, we're going to try to avoid spoilers for the most part, but, and this isn't really a spoiler, season 1 ends with our first glimpse of the house on the rock. Do you remember the house on the rock from the book, Morgan?
Yes.
Do you know the house on the rock really exists in real life?
What do you mean? Like, where?
It is a tourist attraction in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Uh-huh. And it literally is a house on a huge rock. It's got the craziest thing that I saw because I was looking it up online. I would love to go to this place.
You want to take a road trip to
I would
Wisconsin?
totally fucking do that. Yes. Also,
We would
they have
get
great cheese.
so fat we would eat all
Yes.
the cheese.
Cheese.
Just like cheese curds for breakfast.
Girl.
fried
lunch,
cheese for lunch.
dinner, second breakfast, brunch,
We just have
late
like
night snack.
baked cheese hamburgers. It's just like that's literally just cheese and bread.
That sounds so good. You know I'm hungry. Why are you doing this?
I'm
to me?
so sorry.
You made
are
that sound so
hungry.
good right now. No, but it's okay. It's a real tourist attraction. They've got like, you know, a room full of self-playing instruments and the largest carousel in the world.
Creepy.
It's in this giant room. All these mannequins hanging from the ceiling with angel wings. Yeah, very strange. But the weirdest room, I think, is called the Infinity Room. And it's this giant room that juts out off the top of the rock. And there's no support underneath it. And when the picture I saw of it,
I'm
it looks like the
shook.
room goes on forever. Yes,
Oh
and it's
my
super high in the air.
God.
It's very scary looking. It's got windows on both sides. And I was like, girl, I would not walk in there. I wouldn't. I'm afraid to me. People are going to walk in. That shit's going to fall down and whatever. Anyway, it's a real thing. The House on the Rock.
Damn.
I went on a very enthusiastic tangent. But we know that that's going to show up in season 2. And speaking of budget, girl,
Yeah.
that's an expensive...
They spending some dollars.
Yes, queen. Because it's supposed to be like this house of weird oddities, but giant. It's like a museum house, you know, and it goes on forever. It's kind of like Rose Red, Stephen King's Rose Red, but Anyway,
Well,
we know that's going to show up for sure.
what else do we know about season 2? So we had kind of a cliffhanger at the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to tackle any particular storyline from the book? Are they going to focus on like a part of Shadow, or are they going to kind of try to do this episodic situation?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, Queen. I think they're eventually going to follow the plot of the book, but we've seen they really want to stretch things out. I have a feeling that at least half of the season is going to be backstories of gods, like bottle episodes almost, which are very controversial.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate bottle episodes. I don't mind them myself,
I think it just depends. And it depends if there's like a bunch kind of back to back. Because like in The Walking Dead, when they do bottle episodes,
Oh,
I
fuck
get
yes.
pissed.
Furious. Every time the
Pissed.
lesbian character, every time she runs out of town, you know, the
Yeah.
one I'm talking about who's a
Yeah.
Scientologist. I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, go home.
She is.
Go home.
Scientologist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just hate her bottle episodes.
I know.
They're the worst.
I hate almost everybody's bottle episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
Yeah.
know. I want to cover 17 storylines in 45 minutes. I don't care if I only get 30 seconds for each one. That's what I want to do. It's too much.
Well, and there'll probably be a bit of that. I'm thinking that, Shadow's line will continue to progress. There's going to be some kind of meeting between the old gods and the new gods and Shadow at the House on the Rock. We know that's got to happen at some point. Essentially, by the way, we didn't really give a good synopsis of American Gods at all. I'm hoping...
We're the worst.
Yeah, we are the worst. Well, if people listen this far and they don't know, they probably have already looked it up. But American Gods is essentially the story of all the immigrants who came to America, bringing imitations, shadows, pieces of the gods of their homeland, and how all of those gods live together in the New World in America.
Mm-hmm. But then, as time goes on, we move on and we have new interests and new things that we worship essentially, which is really... It's a really interesting commentary on society as far as like what we... I just don't know what a better word than worship is, but like what we covet, like what matters to us, what guides us, like what we turn to in our times of crisis and need and love and hate and anger. Technology, for example, is a god, and it truly fucking is, you know?
In this universe, essentially all of the new gods are tech-based.
Yeah.
All of them. So you've got like Media, who was the one played by Gillian Anderson, or whatever the fuck her name is, Scully. You've got like Technology Boy, who I guess is just tech.
Yeah.
He's a little bit hard to understand. He seems to be like social media... I don't know, whatever.
You're right. I bet if this was written like 2 decades later, he'd be social media.
Exactly. And that's a great point, because it was originally published in 2001. So actually some of the ideas are probably even a bit dated. Like they're hiding it well, but... And then there's Mr. World, who's like the man, right? When you talk about the man keeping me down, he is the man in question, right? The Big Brother state, kind of.
Sister.
So scary. So scary.
He's watching.
He is watching, and all of his little faceless men are watching too. I find them so frightening.
I know.
Yeah, so essentially it becomes this war for the people in America, for the worship of America, between the old gods, people like, Odin, Kali, all the old gods. Jesus, he's one of the old gods. Easter, she's another. Austere. But there's also all the new gods who are the tech-based gods. And essentially it's a fight to the death, is what it seems like it's going to be anyway. So, and then Shadow is this sweet little convict man caught between them, pulled
He's just
between.
caught in the middle. Yeah, so no, it's not a spoiler, but like the book and the story opens that he just gets out of jail and he's kind of just thrust into this sort of world of like, is this real? Is it not real? Like reality is like twisted.
And that's part of the reason season 1 is maybe not the best season of television ever created, period. Only because it is so slow, because he's constantly in shock, is really why it seems like. I mean, you find out...
But damn, he's fine.
Oh my God. Lincoln from The 100. Did you ever watch that show, The 100? Oh my God.
Is that him?
In that show, yes. His name is Lincoln. He plays this like rebellious grounder with a heart of gold. Grounders are like native people in this apocalyptic future.
Okay, what channel is this from? Like sci-fi or what?
Girl, no, I think it's CBS or ABC, I think.
Okay.
And the show, I'm pretty sure the show's canceled now, but it went on for like 4, 5, 6 seasons.
Okay.
I stopped watching, it's probably obvious, but it was good. Anyway, He's so fucking fine.
He's so fine.
His name is Ricky Whittle, which I also like his name.
Yeah.
Ricky Whittle.
He's like inhumanly beautiful.
He really is. He looks like a lab created beautiful man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is ethically ambiguous like Kate, or no, what's her name from Parks and Rec? The nurse, Ann Perkins.
Ann Perkins.
He's like Ann Perkins in that you look at him and you're like, I don't know where your family originally came from, but that was a beautiful country of beautiful people.
And
Must have been.
This is totally a non sequitur side note, but about Rashida Jones. But I think I've told you this before. But everyone needs to know. Saw Rashida Jones on the red carpet this one time, and this person was like interviewing her, and they were like, "How do you keep that summer tan in the winter?" or some shit. And she was like, "You know I'm black, right?" They legitimately did not know that she was black. Like, that her father is Quincy Jones.
Does she voice what's her face on Archer? Is that Rashida Jones who voices that?
Lana?
Okay. Yeah, Lana.
No,
yeah. That's somebody else.
That's a different comedian lady.
Oh.
Aaliyah. Shit.
Aaliyah?
No.
Aaliyah's dead, bro.
R.I.P. Shit, her name will come to
Okay.
me. She's a funny lady.
Because, I had that experience of watching, it's an animated show, Archer, but I watched 3 seasons, and then someone told me she was black, and I was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And she is definitely an animated black character,
Yeah.
but I literally,
She's got that Rashida
I was
Jones
being a
look.
basic white bitch, yeah, and I was like, she's got a tan.
Yeah.
Idiot. Fucking, oh my god. I hate white people, don't
Me
you?
too.
Oh,
Fuck them.
we're pretty easy to hate sometimes.
We digress.
Anyway, yeah, and just a bit of racial self-hate there. That's awesome. So I think that season 1, really, it was about the journey towards belief. Because that's something that at the end of season 1, Shadow, this convict man, he learns some things about the people who have been around in the entire season. And that's why I think that season 2 is going to move more quickly. Because he gets that bit of information, and it's almost like the lens comes into focus. And suddenly, everything makes more sense. I'm hoping it means that he'll be able to move much more quickly through the season.
Yeah, well, I think so.
So tell me, Morgie, if you were going to worship a god from the American Gods series, I know we haven't talked about them all, but is there a god or goddess you feel like you'd be drawn towards worshiping?
I think media.
Oh, yeah.
Because, so much of my life, so much of this podcast, so much of the things that I do with my spare time, even, my personal endeavors of, my personal branding and business, it's all centered around different types of media, whether it be, books and literature or TV and movies or other podcasts that I'm obsessed with. It's everything. I love it. I think it's great. And when people tell me that they don't like movies or watching television is just not their thing, they think it's a waste of time and a waste of life, I just don't relate, because I find so much beauty in the artistry that is creating those things, and how many hands went into crafting it, and to me it's such a magical and beautiful thing that it is majestic and magnificent. So yeah,
absolutely,
for me.
Yeah, you're totally media. I think, you know what, you're right. I probably also worship, maybe Technology Boy, because we were just talking about how many screens I have in my living room alone.
You've got
right?
4.
I've got a crazy setup these days.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll have all my screens going, different things, have my TV on, have my phone in my hand, and I'm like, girl, who have I become?
Yeah,
right?
It's a lot.
Because I was the last motherfucker to get an iPhone, and now I'm just in the deep end. But you know who I'd want to worship?
Who?
Bilquis. Remember Bilquis?
Oh.
Oh my God. Bilquis. We're going to talk a bit more about her because we have some games coming up, but she's an ancient goddess, and she swallows men whole with her vagina.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And it's fucking epic. I love her so much. I don't know if she'd let me worship her, but I think she would.
She might.
She would. Yeah.
She
I'm
use
into
some queens.
Bilquis. Yeah, let me be queen of queen. Come on, queen. Bring some queens. Can I just say, though, one god I would not worship? Fucking Wednesday.
Well, he's an ambiguous ball of
Ambiguous.
Fucking
asshole. I hate him.
You don't like him? Why you don't like him?
Muttering.
He's misleading.
He's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
First. To me, Wednesday. Do you think we should say who Wednesday really is? That might be too much of a spoiler. It's kind of not a spoiler if you know myth at all. We've kind of given it away already if you know myth. But maybe we won't say, but he's a god, okay? We can say that. That's not too much.
He's a god.
He's a god. And to me, he is the embodiment of like historical white male patriarchy. Or I should, yeah. He is the patriarchy. He's charming. He'll lie to your face. He's got 24 plans. He has every card is in his favor because he's a god. And he uses and abuses mortals and women and people of all sorts, anyone who's less powerful than him, which is pretty much everyone, for his own designs, essentially. I hate him. And the actor who plays him, he's
so good, I think, though.
He's great. Ian McShane.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, he captures that fucking shitbag older white man feel. And I'm just not about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's definitely got that like look about his face, and he's like old and weathered. And,
kind of sexy
he's
still.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great actor. But yeah, I fucking hate Wednesday. The only other thing I have to talk about for season 1, and you said you hadn't seen this scene when you were doing your like research and watching bits, but there is a queer sex scene between.
I did not see this, and I immediately want to Google and watch this.
Between this traveling salesman from a repressive culture and this taxi driving mythical creature. I'm trying not to give too much away. And they do have sex, and it is extremely graphic, and it's also very powerful, I think, because they're both people who are from a culture that is very repressive to same-sex sex, to homosex of any sort, and watching the two of them have sex but also kind of communicate physically is an extremely powerful moment. And I mean, I think it's one of the hottest scenes in TV for gay people anyway.
Dude, I need to see this.
Really, really hot.
I'm intrigued.
Really hot.
So that just goes to show you miss out when you just skim the surface and don't do the research.
Girl, and you know what? I've been saying that behind your back for years. It's nice to hear it come out of your cracked ass mouth.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
You know what it reminds me of, though? Is
What?
when, like, in school, you would have to read, like, a book and do a book report or, like, some shit, and then you would only read, like, the beginning and the end, so you actually didn't know, like, shit about the book.
Totally.
That's how I feel about season 1 of American Gods.
Yeah.
Because, like, even though I read the book, it's like, if you don't do it all the way through and you just see pieces, you're just, like, lost. Especially about casting and character development.
Oh, sure.
Because so much can change in the adaptation.
And a lot has changed. I mean, I would say the spine of the TV show is the same as the novel, but it does feel very different. Yeah, it feels different. I'm excited for you to watch it so we can talk more fully about it, but you've got plenty of time.
So, Mr. Wednesday is older, which I think makes sense. But what do you think about, like, some of the other casting as far as, like, the other gods and, like, their age? Like, to me, it's an interesting concept to keep gods, like, youthful because, like, youth is, like, valued. But, like, Gillian Anderson, you know, she's not a young woman. Kristen Chenoweth is not a young woman.
I think they do enough magic with, like, taking away crow's feet and laugh lines and stuff where necessary that I think it really works, especially because they all are kind of ageless in a way. You know what I mean? Like, they look ageless. Gillian Anderson looks ageless. Kristen Chenoweth could be anywhere
Looks
between...
like a child.
Yeah, I mean, she could literally be anywhere between 25 and 55. She's got one of those faces. You're like, I just have no idea how old you are.
Yeah.
0% no idea. And also, you know, one of the big conflicts of the novel and the TV show is that these older gods, ancient gods, are being overwhelmed by these new gods. So, like, it makes sense to me that Wednesday looks old and that Kristen Chenoweth sometimes looks old. There are some scenes where she looks old, and I think it's on purpose. Yeah. Because they're also a lot less powerful than they used to be. So, you know, you've only got so much power to go around. You're immortal, yeah, but you don't have... Nobody's worshiping, you know, Easter anymore, which is a crux of the show, something they talk about in one of the episodes. But, like, she's not getting all that power, so she doesn't have the energy to, like, pump up her cheeks or whatever.
Well, sure.
You know? Did
I'll
it bother
feel
you,
that.
though?
No, it didn't bother me. I just think it's like, I don't know. It's almost like respectable to cast like older people in roles because like, I feel like with TV, especially with adaptations of like things that are books or bookish things, we're always like casting high school students as like, 30-year-olds to play them. But then when we want to cast a 30-year-old, they're like, make sure you get that 18-year-old to play that. It's like, it doesn't even make any sense, like what we're doing in media. So like casting more appropriately, I think is just not seen as frequently. So when it does happen, I'm always like, oh, yeah, that makes sense,
You're totally, you have a finger on our culture's obsession with youth, especially as we're aging, so we're starting to see it more. But I think it's also actually getting worse in some ways.
Yeah.
Because of media, because it's so driven by youthful beauty. And our perfect beautiful generally is youthful, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. It didn't bother me at all, and I think it's quite lovely. But they could have gone a different way, you're right, and cast up a fucking, Justin Bieber as Shadow.
Oh my god. They need to do that. That needs to be season 2.
Girl.
Surprise!
Oh my god, kill
bad,
myself.
bitch.
Kill myself. Okay. You ready to get into some games, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have prepared just a few little gamies for today. I know you have like 2 things.
Uh-huh.
So,
sure
so
enough.
why don't you go first and then we'll sandwich mine.
Okie dokie. So how about we'll start off with MFK, Marry, Fuck, Kill.
I love it.
Okay.
All 3 of those things.
Yes. Oh, frightened.
Murder.
Okay. Or raped.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Wait. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. And you have that broomstick in your hand.
Whoa!
And it's all lubed up.
Whoa!
Okay. Morgie, Marry, Fuck, Kill. Wednesday, we were just talking about. Mr. Nancy. Mad Sweeney. Ooh. One is definitely younger than the other 2, and I think more attractive.
So,
But Nancy, aka Anansi.
Yeah, fuck that person. I ain't trying to fuck
You don't like Mr. Nancy? What's wrong with Anansi?
I don't want no spider fingers.
Oh, we've talked about this. You are not into spider sex. I keep trying to get you into it. You wouldn't have Shelob?
There's literally nothing you could do to make me fuck a spider.
I guess not, Queen. If
Like,
you don't like Mr.
literally
Nancy, you
nothing.
ain't like nobody.
Okay, tell me about Mr. Sweeney again.
Sweeney, Mad Sweeney, played by...
What he look like?
let me pull him up here. Pablo Schreiber. Is that guy.
Oh, right. Oh,
He's kind of rough.
He kind of looks like Jared Kushner's like stepbrother.
I could see that. Yeah. I think he's actually kind of sexy, to be honest.
Who, Jared Kushner?
Well,
And
actually,
Donald
kind
Trump?
of. Well,
No!
no, now you're going too far.
You don't think Jared Kushner is sexy?
If he's a different
my
person.
God.
Yeah. Girl, he is physically attractive.
No.
Yes, he totally is.
Disagree.
If he wasn't evil and a puppet, you would if you met him in real life, you would think he was cute.
No.
He's got like flawless skin, good teeth,
Oh my
nice
God,
cheekbones.
No.
No, you're blinded by his evilness. That's what's happening.
I think we'll just look at some pictures.
Well, anyway. Okay, but you have to choose. Wednesday, Ian McShane.
Oh, it's so like...
Nancy. I forget who plays him. I do know. He's really famous, but I can't.
It's okay. I'm not fucking spiders.
Yeah, we know
I'll
he's
fuck with
out.
that.
So you're gonna kill Anansi?
He's dead, just on principle.
I can't. That's so racist. Racist. Okay.
Okay, and so then I've got Mr. Wednesday, who...
And Mad Sweeney.
I guess I'll fuck Mr. Wednesday.
Interesting.
And marry Mad Sweeney.
But he's mad.
Well? I really don't want to marry Mr. Wednesday.
No,
I
you
don't
really don't want to
saddled with that forever.
We've seen him use and abuse women even in the 1 season so far.
So, yeah. So I stand by my choices.
Okay, that's interesting. I just have to
You were
tell
going
you.
to kill Mr. Wednesday?
I would definitely kill Wednesday. Yeah. Definitely marry Anansi because he would be a great husband.
Ugh,
and
too many hands.
Yeah, but we never see him turn to a big spider though, just a little spider.
No.
He could just crawl up in your vag and live there.
No,
there are already spiders up there.
I can't stand it.
Okay, marry, fuck, kill. Bilquis.
Okay.
Easter, played by Kristen Chenoweth.
Okay.
Or Zoria P, the youngest Zoria daughter.
I'm going to need to see Bilquis.
Okay, Bilquis, I can
While
show you. She is stunning.
Okay. Okay, but she's gonna swallow not me because I'm a lady.
That's her name. Can you read her name? It's Yetide something. It's a
Badaki.
Badaki.
Oh my God.
Yetide Badaki.
Why is she
She's
so pretty?
so gorgeous.
Why is she so?
I told you
pretty?
I'm in love with her. I worship
Okay,
her.
but is she going to eat me inside of her vagina, or probably not?
Well, Mary, no. Oh, if you fuck her, you mean? Yeah.
She's gonna eat me.
She's gonna eat you. You know what? I'm realizing I should have done this other game I have first because you might not dislike being eaten by her, actually.
Oh.
But I can't tell you more without completely ruining
Okay,
the next
well,
game.
on the surface, I'm scared of being eaten, so I'm gonna just kill her.
You're gonna kill Bilquis?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But she's so great! Now I have to kill you.
Fuck. All these are not good choices for my longevity in life situation. Why don't I fuck Easter? Because she's like sad and I just really don't want to deal with it.
You want to bring some springtime back into her vag area?
Yeah, but only temporarily.
Okay.
And then I guess I'm marrying
the youngest Soria sister?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
She seems very weird. She's up all night. She's essentially the sister of night. Because her two sisters are actually real. They're the Morning Star and the Evening Star, but Gaiman just made her up.
Right.
Yeah, she's like the youngest sister. But she seems sweet.
Well, you know what? She's got a big family, which I've always wanted.
True.
So it's like,
true.
I'm already accepted into that circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, it looks good for me.
That looks good. I'm with you. I think I would marry Kristen Chenoweth because she's just so fucking fabulous.
She is. But Easter's like kind of annoying.
But girl, you love bunnies, you love candy, and you love Jesus.
I really hate Easter.
Yeah, Easter's not my favorite holiday.
It's just like, ugh.
I would like it more if it was the pagan Easter holiday myself.
Yeah, I'd like it more if I got like a week off of work paid and I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do shit. But you know what? I don't. So what's the point?
You don't get paid for nothing.
Give me money.
Money.
Give me money.
Okay, last. Media, who we've talked about. You worship her already.
Yeah.
The Technical Boy.
Okay.
And Mr. World. So the three evil gods. So first of all, that's what the Technical Boy looks like at makeup. Can you see that? He's hot as fuck.
Okay.
Hot.
What
okay.
else?
And then
Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover is Mr. World.
Okay.
So you know what Crispin Glover looks like. He's weird looking. And then
He is weird looking.
I'm pretty sure it's Gillian Anderson. And you know her. She's Scully. I mean, you can't forget her.
So
Marry, fuck, kill.
I'm gonna marry Media. I'm gonna fuck Technology Boy.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna kill the other one.
I'm with you. That's exactly what I would do. Crispin Glover was kind of hottish when he was younger, but he was creepy even then, and now he's just creepy. Forgive me, Crispin Glover. I'll be your friend, but I think you're creepy.
Yeah, you're like my friend, but not my best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that this guy, what is this guy's name? The Technical Boy? I just want to say his name because I think he's so fucking
pretty.
hot. He's not hot in the show. They make him pretty unattractive. Bruce Langley is his name.
Ooh.
He's been in like essentially nothing else. But
Langley.
he looks kind of weird there, actually. He looks a little bit like a meth addict there.
You can see it though.
He's hot
it's
though.
There.
He's hot. He's got
It's
gorgeous
there.
eyes. Anyway, okay. Good job with that Marry, fuck, kill.
Oh my god, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have prepared for you today a little ditty
Oh.
about gods.
Ooh.
It's called "My God is an Awesome God."
He reigns from heaven and earth above with
Exactly. So here's the premise of this game. I have gone through and selected approximately 10 things
Okay.
in our world,
Okay.
our little modern world, that people could be a god of. And by people, I mean famous people in pop culture. So mostly celebrities, but then also a couple of fictional characters.
Okay.
I'll indicate for you if my choice was fictional so that you have a better chance.
Okay.
What I want you to do is I'm going to tell you who might be the god of blank. And then I want you to tell me what celebrity pop culture person might be the god, in your opinion, of that thing.
Got
and
it.
if your answer matches my answer, you win automatically.
Oh my god. What do I win?
Glory?
Just like a white woman. Just like a white woman.
Well, to be fair, I thought you were going to fail, so I didn't think I had to prepare a
Well,
prize.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's do a little example here.
Okay.
Who might be the god of pop music?
Old Man River.
No, your dad is still not the god
No, but
of
he's
pop music.
Old Man River, though. Is it Michael Jackson?
It is Michael Jackson. So, obviously you don't win automatically because that was just a practice.
What
round.
the fuck?
Yeah, just like a white woman.
Just like a white woman.
Stipulations in place.
God damn.
Okay, so we're going to go like that. And like I
Okay.
said, I'll let you know if it's going to be a fictional character. There's only a couple of those. Okay. Mickey,
Okay.
who might be the god of leather?
Xena, warrior princess.
Okay, Z, I said I would tell you if it's fictional.
Oh, okay.
And that is a fictional person.
Okay. God of leather.
She's a... Okay, well, now I told you it's a lady.
Okay.
It's a celebrity.
Who's that lady that Brad Pitt married? Angelina Jolie.
No.
That was a good guess, though.
I'll give you a second guess. I'll give you a
Okay.
hint. Do you believe in life
Cher?
and love?
I thought Cher's vegan.
Is she?
I don't know, maybe not.
Well, bitch, she'd be
That
wearing
seems like
that
something she would
leather
be.
fringe and like everything.
Oh, you true. Now, had you said who's the goddess of leather fringe,
You're
my
right.
ass would have known.
I personally fucked that up. Okay. Next one. Who might be the god of hats?
God of all hats.
The god of all hats.
So many people
I'll
wear
tell
hats.
you, hint, this is a group of people. It's not one individual.
Ooh. Heavy breathing neckbeards wearing fedoras.
That's a really great guess.
Yes.
I actually went with the British royal family.
They do love a hat over
love
there.
a hat.
They love a hat. Okay. So they're the family of hats.
Okay.
Gods of hats.
This next one is a fictional character.
Okay.
Who might be the god of curtains?
Oh, Scarlett O'Hara.
Ding, ding, ding!
Yes, I win everything.
Oh, he's a winner!
I thought like a straight white woman. That's what everyone tries to do.
That was amazing.
This is awesome.
It was very cathartic.
Because she made that dress out of curtains.
She sure did.
Yeah, queen.
Okay, we'll do a couple more. Just
Okay,
for
let's do
funsies. Okay, who might be the god of young adult literature?
Neil Gaiman?
See, that would be a great guess
Okay.
because of what we're covering. I went with J.K. Rowling.
Oh, okay.
But I also would have accepted, you're a wizard, Harry!
No. That's not even a proper name. What kind of fool do you think I am?
Is this your game?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Okay, who might be the god of ridiculous clothes?
Morgan Messick.
I went with Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Who might be the god of horror? Horror.
Horse? The god of horror. God of horror. R.L. Stein.
I went with Stephen King.
Okay, well, you're just wrong, and that's okay.
Who might be the god of fantasy?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
I did go with
Yes!
Tolkien.
That's obvious. He's the father of fantasy. Can't,
Okay.
You know.
Last one for you, BB.
Okay.
Who might be the god of the gays? God of the gays.
Ooh, God of the gays. RuPaul.
I did go with RuPaul
Yes,
Charles.
Hey! Some people might disagree with you, but fuck those people.
Those people need to tune out right now because we don't need that negativity in our life. Sashay away.
RuPaul did recently say that he wouldn't let transgender women be on RuPaul's Drag Race, though.
Ooh.
Which, well, it's a topic for another day. But I was kind of like, oh, RuPaul, can't you just like peel that back a little bit?
That's kind of a bold statement to make. Couldn't he have just like said nothing?
Well, I mean, he has said nothing for years, essentially, and finally, I guess maybe he was in an expansive mood. But he says because and I understand where he's coming from, the artistry isn't there, because they've gotten the hormones, they've gotten the implants, and so their bodies, they have lady bodies in many, most ways. It's very iffy anyway. We're not talking about that right now.
Anywho.
Cool. Great game, Morgie. I think Cher is the goddess of leather fringe. I do have to say. Like, I do agree with that. And I would
So
worship there.
fierce.
Oh my god, love Cher.
So fierce.
Okay, so I also have a game for you. It's called Unnamed Divinity. Ooh. So this game is all about describing some of the gods or goddesses from Neil Gaiman's American Gods. And I'm going to give you a short description about their actual history. And you tell me which god or goddess I'm talking about.
Okay.
You feel comfy?
Well, we'll see.
I believe in you. I believe in the idea of you anyway.
I believe in life after love.
I believe in life. Okay. Number 1. I am the legendary Queen of Sheba, mother of child with King Solomon. And when I absorb my worshippers, they are sent to an afterlife of perpetual orgasm.
I see. That's all. She's Billquist.
Billquist!
Billquist.
Billquist, the Queen of Sheba. Yeah. And she ruled a country, well, you know, in legend, of the country of Marib. It's like a city-state of Marib. Which was in Yemen, but she's like Ethiopian / from Yemen. They're very.
She's got those cheekbones.
Girl, she's so stunningly beautiful. And yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. When she absorbs her worshippers, which we see her do in various ways in the show, she sends them to almost like a pocket dimension, and so their afterlife is just orgasm. Perpetual orgasm forever.
You would get nothing done, though.
That's true, but who cares? Girl, you're I mean, right? When you're orgasming, you're not like, oh, but I could be cleaning the counters. No, you're thinking,
So
right?
first of all, you don't know me.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. I hope you're not thinking about your countertops while you're orgasming.
I'm always thinking about my countertops.
Okay.
Thanks for
That's
bringing it up.
sick.
Now I'm thinking about them
Sick.
right now.
That's white lady psychosis. That's what that is.
Oh, it's really hard to be a white lady.
Oh, yeah.
In middle America.
White tears, baby. White tears.
Middle class.
Yeah.
Where I live comfortably in my house.
Yeah, right. Life could be better, though. You could be taller.
I could be taller.
Okay.
I bought some pants the other day that had a little S attached to the end of them, which meant they came in short. But when I did put them pants on, was they short? No.
It's not right.
Long.
It's not right.
On my legs. It's really hard.
Let's flip this table and burn this fucking apartment down. Who the fuck lives here?
Let's finish our fancy wine.
Oh,
first,
okay.
Because
Okay.
privilege.
Okay, next one. The people of the West Slavic tribes began to worship and hate me in the 12th century. I am the black god of bad luck, death, and night.
Oh my god, I literally don't know.
You might have trouble remembering his name too. They meet him in an apartment with 3 sisters.
Oh shit.
Chernobog.
Oh right, because there's
Chernobog.
spelled. It looks like.
It looks like Cesarnobog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
Chernobog. You really have to say it with a Russian accent, which I can't do.
Is he Russian?
Well, he's from Eastern Europe, so yeah, he's kind of his cloud is over that whole area.
Okay,
Yeah, but
yeah.
and he's the one. He is a twin brother who's like the white god or whatever, the god of light. But I think that twin brother's dead.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead in this universe. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, but so he's like an evil god who ends up maybe being still evil. Who can tell? You know, Chernobog.
You know, we've all been there.
Girl, right? Okay. Number 3. I am the Germanic goddess of spring, weather, and rebirth. Christianity replaced all of my ancient festivals.
Easter.
Exactly. Also known as Ostara. It's her original name.
And that's too bad because you're right. All those original festivals are lit.
Exactly, girl. Fucking pagan rite of spring. Yes.
Dude, so I have to tell you, ever since, you might remember that I'm really into Outlander.
I do remember.
And I'm like deep into that like Scottish culture right now just because I'm like all about that. And like, of course, as you might remember, Mary Queen of Scots is like my favorite historical royal. And I'm like all about those like Celtic-y festivals right now. And like, you know, when people are like, oh, we should travel to somewhere and do, I don't know, like New Year's Eve or something, all I can think about is like, how can I get to the Highlands for like Beltane? Like, literally, I have life goals to get to the Highlands for like fucking like Beltane and like spring equinox and shit.
I dig
like,
that shit,
all
though.
I care about.
I would love to do that too. If I was independently wealthy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And just go hit all the equinoxes everywhere and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so gassy right now, but I'm very into the idea. It's probably enthusiasm gas.
Oh, you're so excited.
I know I am excited.
Yeah, but I feel like, man, if we celebrated the way that we used to celebrate Easter, I'd be in. I'd be down.
We would have already done sacrificed your virgin ass, though.
Oh,
bye.
Virgin. Right.
Oh, it's pronounced virgin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good job so far, Morgie.
Oh my god, I'm such a winner.
Let's not take it too far. Okay. I was once an Irish king, cursed and driven mad by a Christian saint. I must perpetually wonder and suffer.
Nick Parker.
Okay. So true. Now that I'm reading over it, I realize how sad it all really is. No, emphasis on driven mad.
The mad person, we were just talking about him. Why can't I...
Mad Sweeney. There it is.
Mad Sweeney Todd.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, cut your eye off.
He's the demon leprechaun of Fleet Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mad Sweeney is interesting because in Irish, first of all, his real name is Sivna, which is Americanized into Sweeney, evidently. Okay. But he's really two things in once because he's kind of a leprechaun. He has, golden. Well, yeah, I guess so. He's like the coloring of a leprechaun. He's got the gold coins that have various magical powers. But really, he's based on Sweeney, who's an Irish king in folktale who tried to kick out this Christian saint. Like, he threw his little hymn book in the water, tried to drag him off, and the Christian saint cursed him to wander naked through all of eternity.
You know, that happened to me once.
Is that why your feet are so broke down?
Yes.
Just nubs, really.
Yeah.
Just bony nubs.
I get to those discount shoes, though. Everything on clearance.
Queen, you don't even need it. You can just put a sock over that shit. Or like a cooking mitt.
I do it for the fashion.
Oh! But he's interesting, though. Mad Sweeney's cool because he's not just one thing. He's one of the only people that's two in one, kind of. So more created by Gaiman. Okay, last one. I tricked the python, the leopard, and the hornets. In fact, I tricked everyone in Ghana before traveling to West Africa and eventually the Caribbean.
What's my hint for this one?
You don't want to have sex with him. Because he's got multiple... Anansi. Yes. I love Anansi. Anansi's one of the only, world myth characters that I knew as a child.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he's got lots of very, bite-sized stories you can tell to children. Whereas, for example, Chernobog. Girl, I don't even know one kind of story about him. And his stories are dark because they were into, his character in the show. He's very bloodthirsty. Yeah. That's because those Slavic tribes, girl.
Well, one day I'll have a child and we'll make sure that they know these things.
Yes. Yeah. Can we name your child Chernobog?
We were thinking about for a middle name.
Yeah.
His first name's going to be...
Wait, okay, so his name is... Chernobog Messick. That's an interesting name. How would you spell that? MMMHH?
There's an N in there.
Oh.
It actually has a C at the beginning that's silent.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
very cosmopolitan. Can you imagine? You'd be like, come in for dinner! You're ruining your child.
Even when I have to make up a fake name for my fake child, I can't do it.
You're a horrible parent.
Ugh.
All right, good job with that, Morgie. You had a little bit of help from me because I felt so bad for you. But you got most of those right.
Well, unfortunately, it's a reflection on our society today that women still need the help of men to get by. Can I have some money?
Sure, girl. Sure. I was going to give to Planned Parenthood or Habitat for Humanity, but I'll give to you instead.
Those places are gross.
I know. Poor people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anything else about American Gods, my queen?
No, I will say about Neil Gaiman, he does have those exciting projects in the works, and I am stoked about Good Omens. It's going to be an Amazon original.
I think so.
And the casting is insane. We have John Hamm, and we have David Tennant, a Doctor Who. We have Nick Offerman just joined the cast.
That just happened. You posted on Facebook about that. I saw that.
And a couple other like pretty well-known people. I will say, if you want to get a little hot and bothered, why don't you just Google images of John Hamm in his costume, because he'd be wearing white and baby blue, looking dapper as hell. Dapper as hell.
Big dick.
Yeah.
Big.
Huge.
So
anyways, I'm really excited for Good Omens, and I actually haven't read the book yet. It's one of the Gaimans I haven't got around to, so I'm hoping to finish it before we get around to covering it at some point.
Later this year, I guess.
Yeah. So I've added it to my TBR list.
Is that your plug for this week?
It is not.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I do want to plug a book for this week.
What you plugging?
I actually recently just finished reading Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Last name N.G. Very short, very
Sounds
Asian.
familiar.
So it was last year, like, it came out at the end of last year, and it immediately made it to, like, Book of the Year on, like, so many lists. It was, like, Book of the Month Club's, like, Book of the Year. It was on Amazon's, like, Top Book of the Year, and, like, a couple other lists. Book Riot, Goodreads, everything. So people, it's just one of those kind of like hyped sort of like last minute dramas of 2017. And it's basically a quote unquote neighborhood drama. And I swear to God, when I was reading it, I was like, oh my God, this is a television show that I would binge watch. It was kind of reminiscent of like Big Little Lies, where it's kind of just like following people's lives and how they intersect, and kind of like the intrigue of relationships and how things play out, and like the drama that can happen with that, and like the fallout. So I was kind of all about it. It was good. I see what people were saying. If you're not into that sort of like basic like relationship drama, like transgressions and fallouts and mysteries and stuff, it's definitely not for you. But if you do kind of like that sort of stuff, it's good. And it actually, speaking of Big Little Lies, just got purchased by Reese Witherspoon's production company.
What's that production? Good Lights?
It's called like Hello Sunshine.
Hello Sunshine.
And it's going to become a miniseries a la Big Little Lies, which I think is perfect. And that might be a couple years out. But when it happens, it's going to be fantastic.
Reese Witherspoon for the win again.
And it already has a star attached to it, Kerry Washington, who I fucking love.
I know that.
Kerry Washington from Scandal.
Yeah, she always has those fabulous
it's
persons.
Handled.
Whoa. I'm scandalized right now.
So anyways, it's going to be dope, and you guys should read it.
Totes. So I am also recommending something you read this week, but it is definitely not current, like Morgie's. I recommend you read the Sandman comics. Now, before everyone says, oh, that would be great if I was a billionaire.
Oh, no shit. That's actually my literal reaction.
I know. And I totally dig that, because the omnibus are trying to buy them like in a bookstore. You're talking, $150, $200. However, if you're interested in the world of American Gods and what Gaiman does with divinity and like belief and all of those things, those are essentially the themes of Sandman, and you can buy those comics digitally for much less. So like Sandman Collection 1 you can get for $10.
Oh shit.
Digital. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So if you're interested in reading that series but you don't have the literal, it would take like $1,000 to buy the full collection, I think, or more. Go digital. Get it on your, computer or on your fucking iPad or whatever you're using. And you can buy it through Amazon as well. So Kindle or anything like that. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, but everyone should go read them, because that's what Gaiman first became famous for, and very, very similar to American Gods in tone. Less sex, though, sadly.
Well, you can't have it all, I guess.
No, sometimes you can only take 4 inches or so.
Ain't that the truth? Well, while you're out there following up on all of those things, definitely be sure to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Beauty and the Bitch and B&Bcast. Search us out on there and give us a follow. Please subscribe to our podcast and rate and review us It really helps. We really appreciate it.
It matters.
Yeah, and Mickey has revamped our YouTube page. It's beautiful and glorious, so you can find us on YouTube at Beauty and the Bitch.
Just search Beauty and the Bitch, or you can search Let's Queer Witcher 3 if you would like to check out my new Let's Play of Witcher 3, which is very gay and very fun.
Yes, so video games for the win. And while you're on YouTube subscribing to that, be sure to subscribe to the Literary Darlings channel, where things will happen sometimes. Not right now, but they fucking will.
Girl, you're too busy shaving your back this week.
It takes so long.
Oh.
And you can check out my website at morganizedmess.com and follow me on Instagram at morganizedmess.
Ooh, she's so organized, but she's such a mess, though.
But we love her.
She's such a mess, though.
Yeah, so check us out on there, and we can't wait to see you next week, babies.
Bye, babies.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Girl, I have to piss.
Also, I nair my back nails.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Do you have a home? Beauty and the Bitch.
You
look
Beauty and the Bitch.
Beauty and the Bitch.
Beauty and the Bitch.